Welcome back in the place to be with me, Corey, from the CBDC Asset Group. Thank you for being a part of the group. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share with family and friends. I know you didn't think Ripple was going to change the financial infrastructure of the world without being part of this fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is going to be a merger of man and technology. Ripple is giving us a perfect example of how they're already using this technology and plan to use it in the future.
Dev, the engineering organization is super diverse and its work is incredibly multifaceted. What's your favorite thing about being its leader?
Yeah, thanks for having me here. What I love about leading our team and being part of our team are the people here and how focused they are at waking up every day in the morning and working on things that impact people's lives. That's what they care deeply about. And how they go about doing that is also equally inspiring to me. Like, they take the time to understand the customers deeply and then use that information to invent really hard problems where there are no off-the-cuff solutions, make a meaningful impact on our customers' life. That's what they focus on. That's the part of that builder mentality is something that I enjoy.
Can you talk to me about the idea of incorporating machine learning into the RippleNet platform and what that might entail?
Our customers rely on us to serve their customers really well from a liquidity perspective. All of our customers require liquidity. In order to make liquidity available globally, anytime, anywhere, is very, very key to delivering a fantastic customer experience. That is where we apply a lot of machine learning today. And to go do that in a way where it's a stochastic problem, to actually go and predict customer demand will be in a global manner on a day-to-day basis as well as in a longitudinal basis. It's a very nuanced problem, but at a high level, what we are really focused on is how much liquidity, where they need it, when they need it, so that we are able to deliver that to our customers at the optimal cost. That's where we apply machine learning. That's one of the use cases today.
So for our customers watching, what kind of benefits might we see from incorporating machine learning into the platform? Could we see faster transactions, cheaper transactions?
Yes, both of that. And I think the other key aspect of it is, as I was saying earlier, given the nature of the problem, things change on a dynamic basis, on a daily basis. How do we ensure that when they rely on us, we have the liquidity available to them is a big multifaceted problem on its own. And to be able to do that consistently, durably, one of the things that we continue to focus on, obsess over it, is to how do we lower our cost structure so that we can pass that back to them. So from a customer perspective, the two key benefits are speed, as you said, availability on demand, anytime, anywhere, 24/7. And to do all of that in the best possible price manner, that's where we focus on. And we pass on all our cost savings back to our product and our customers.
So what stage in development are we in right now? How soon could machine learning be operational?
All these machine learning models, they're in different stages of development today. Some are already in our pre-production environment, making critical business decisions for us. And in the coming months, in October and November, there are several key launches coming up. The problem that Ripple is solving on behalf of our customer, these are not a said and done problem. We view launching as a starting line rather than a finish line. So we incrementally roll out, we learn from it. And in my experience, I've never seen any one single launch has knocked the problem for our customers. We continue to keep iterating on it. That's where we are. You would see, in addition to this year, you would see us continue to focus on it next year as well.
So for all those engineers out there watching this episode and thinking, wow, this work is incredibly exciting, I want to work with the RippleNet team and the Ripple engineering team, what advice would you have for them?
What has helped us, and in talking to various Ripplers here on what makes them successful and enjoy, is really having that builder mindset. You always continue to tinker, because these are problems where you're not going to find answers in a textbook. You have to have that kind of dealing with ambiguity, being prepared to continuously improve the product. And more importantly, you do all of that because of your customer-obsessed focus here. That's very, very key. There is very little, here is the spec, go build it. It's all about, here's the problem we want to solve. Let's work together to solve. So having that curiosity, having that tinkering and builder mindset is very, very key.
James, can you explain what a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, is and how it can be used?
Yeah, sure. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. So yeah, CBDC, or central bank digital currency, the clue is in the name, right? So it's central bank digital currency. Basically, it's digital currency that's issued by a central bank. So the same way as, in the US, the Federal Reserve issues cash, they will be issuing digital money instead, but backed by the central bank. That's the backing by the central bank is really important. It's got several different use cases that we're looking at. One is settlement between banks that goes through the central bank. Retail payments, retail payments being, the obvious one that everyone knows about is cash. So this would be a digital version of cash that would replace cash over time. And then the third area of use case is cross-border payments, something we're very familiar with at Ripple. It's probably worth mentioning a couple of the benefits as well around CBDCs. Why are central banks looking at this? They are looking to improve the efficiency of the existing payments. So that's one element. They're also, central banks, their main mission in life is really financial stability in the country and fiscal policy. So they're looking to make sure they can maintain control whilst also driving innovation through CBDC. So very exciting area.
What countries are using CBDCs right now, and what countries are testing them?
There's a lot of interest in CBDCs. I think there's different studies, but certainly over 80% of countries, central banks are doing some level of research into CBDCs. I would say most of that is research or proof of concepts. There are a few countries that are further ahead. China is one of note that has a fairly advanced pilot. Many other examples in Sweden, and of course, recently we just announced our relationship with Bhutan. There are a number of factors that need to happen for CBDCs to be widely adopted. One of those is what we call interoperability. This really says, when you have a CBDC, how does that interact with, number one, the existing payment schemes in a country? Secondly is, you need to be able to send money efficiently cross-border. That requires interoperability because not every country will run the same type of system. So you need to be able to convert from one to another. And then the third one I think is also very important and very exciting is interoperating between a CBDC and other forms of digital currencies. At the end of the day, people want efficiency and they want low cost. This ties in with the whole, sort of Ripple view around what we call the Internet of Value, right? Making it as easy to move money around the world as it is to move data today. I think it's important that the technology people that are working on CBDCs like Ripple, are able to provide a sort of full life cycle solution, right? So at the end of the day, CBDCs have to be created, right? It's like printing money, but you're creating a digital token. And then they have to be distributed, right, through banks or other institutions to the end users. Then you have to be able to spend them, right? And that's where the interoperability comes in. And then, the whole thing needs to be able to be managed.
So this is really exciting. Ripple has recently created a relationship with the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan. That's the central bank in the country. And Bhutan is a country that historically has been dedicated to happiness. They've even coined the phrase gross national happiness, or GNH, and seen that as a priority over traditional economic factors like GDP. But they're still extremely technologically advanced. What drives that innovation?
Yeah, so firstly, we're really proud to be working with the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, the central bank in Bhutan. It's an amazing country. They have an objective to increase their financial inclusion to 85% of the population by 2023. They also are a very green country. They're actually carbon negative. So they're very focused on sustainability. But also they want to bring the country up to the next level of sort of the digitization and the use of technology in the country. They have some fairly sophisticated systems already, and they're looking to go up to the next level. So the central bank, the RMA, will create the digital Ngultrum, which is the currency, and then distribute that to the commercial banks. Then the commercial banks will distribute that to the citizens so they can make payments. And then also we are, the third dimension here really is cross-border payments. It's a big challenge for many countries that have a need for more efficient remittance payments.
How can central bank digital currencies help address the equity gap for end customers in the regions that depend on remittances?
Remittances is by definition a cross-border payment, right? Usually it's a low-value cross-border payment. So, CBDCs can help with the efficiency and movement of money. But then when you combine that with a state-of-the-art, world-class payments network like RippleNet, you get the best of both worlds. So you have efficiency sort of domestically, enabling people to move money, and then you transfer that through a network like RippleNet, and then you've got the best of both worlds. I mean, what people that are sending remittances want is they want speed, so their family or friends can receive the money quickly. They want certainty. They want to know that the money's going to get there, and they also want it to be low cost, right? So that's the sort of utopia for remittances.
Thanks again to everybody that's a subscriber. And if not, make sure you hit the button and the notification bell so YouTube can suggest my video for viewers just like you.